and up over the bump. Yo, what is up? Facebook, Instagram, YouTubes, BoobTubes, whatever you dudes. How do you do? How do you do? Today is another like test drive kind of thing, and we are basically. I am testing. If you watch that vlog, I am testing the DJI Mic 2 recording internally because we had all those problems with it running into Bluetooth into the X5 and so we can't do that anymore. The reward is not worth the headache. So we'll have to, like, recording into the X5 safely, we'd have to have a backup. If you watch the last ride along, you'll understand why, all hour and a half of it. But anyway, so we're trying this now, and we could always hook this back up to the DJI Action 5, which is on my face, which is on my thuggin' face. We could switch to that now if you want to, just to show you my fucking face. It is, but if I have to sync the audio in post, I might as well do it internally on the DJI Mic 2, just because it records with 32-bit float. And, I won't sit here and give you the rundown about what 32-bit float is and how it works and all of that. But, it offers a pretty sizable advantage. So any kitten caboot, a hoot, what we are about to doot is, I am so sorry. We are about to go ride this loop that for like, I think the third time. We did it once the first season. We've done it again in reverse this season. Almost ended up going up over a whole goddamn mountain, but we have not done it since we got the X5. So I figure, why not? We needed a test drive, so why not do that and again? Seems as I could have probably done this, should have done this during the week. I didn't really even feel like doing this today. But the problem is, though, like, if I don't do it today, when the hell am I going to do it? Because, it's supposed to be like 9 to 5 to 100 all week, this coming week. And so today is the last day that it's supposed to only be like in the lower 80s. Oh wait, we don't want to turn, we want to go straight. So I want to let them go on ahead in front of me. Go ahead, yeah, please do. I don't want you guys getting behind me. So anyway, yeah, so it is going to be way too hot to be doing these rides next week. I know what you think probably is that, in theory, that being extreme heat, 100 degrees, you would think, oh, well, that'd be the perfect day to go ride, right? Get that wind in your face and whatnot. But it's not, because you get out here when it's like 100 degrees, it's just hot air blowing in your face. It's kind of like when I was locked up at Powhatan, and it was over 100 degrees pretty much every single day in a big concrete structure. And they would put these big box fans at the end of each tier. And, did not cool a single thing down. That did not cool anything down at all. All that did was excuse me, blow the hot air further down. It was still all hot air going through there, man. That place was like torture, essentially. I mean, it really was. It was, oh my God. I never got into a single fight or, felt like I really had to worry for my life or personal safety even. I mean, I had like a few things stolen out of my locker and some stuff like that, but that's the thing a lot of people don't really understand about going to prison is that when we talk about it being torture, it's not even so much, having to watch your back on the yard. Although, a guy did get thrown off the third tier and, a few fights and stuff when I was there, but that's usually almost always over somebody owing somebody something, somebody doesn't pay back what they owe, or somebody gambles on the table and can't pay it back, blah, blah, blah. But the real torture is, like being in Powhatan where there is no air conditioning. You're not allowed to have a fan in your cell, at least not on C3 anyway. And, the trustees will bring around ice, with the guards technically, but whatever, like every couple hours or so. But like that ice is halfway melted by the time they get it to you. And then the rest of it melts like within a couple minutes of you getting it, so it doesn't really help a whole lot. And then luckily I wasn't there during the wintertime, but I've heard the horror stories because there's no heat in there either. Like the only heat that you have in that place is coming from like the water pipes. So, it's torture. And as a matter of fact, I would go as far as to say that Powhatan was inhumane conditions. It was a little bit better on C4, mainly just because they started letting you have a fan in your cell. The windows weren't all busted out, but still, oh my God, man, that place was terrible. It was terrible. Once I got to Stanton CC, that was a cakewalk. That was like a cakewalk. You got to go out on the yard every single day. As a matter of fact, I was on the mental health floor, but they made us, or at least during the week, weekends we could do what we want, but during the week, like we had to leave the floor for an hour each morning while the trustees would stay behind and like clean. It was kind of cray-cray. But you could go up to like the rec room and they had all kinds of pool tables, and you could go to this side room and check out a guitar and take it in. Now granted, you check out a guitar, you have to go play it in the back, and you go in the back and there's like 20 other people all playing guitars and all playing different songs, and so I mean it's still not ideal, but for being in prison, that was a good deal. Powhatan not so much. Plus we had at Stanton, we had a pretty nice library, and you could go in the library and listen to CDs, and I think, I never did this, but I think that they had movies that like you could go in one of the little booths and watch a movie if you wanted to. That's how the CDs worked too. Like you didn't get to take them out because, like a CD could be used as a weapon. And so, you didn't get to have the, take possession of the CDs. But one of the trustees or, somebody working at the library would set up the CD in the back, and you could sit there at the booth with a little pair of headphones. And I would listen to the same album like almost every time I did that. This might surprise you, might not, I don't know. It is that time of the year, you can smell it. The Ziggy Marley and the Melody Makers the Jamaica album. Fun story, when I was in middle school, and we were like going on a field trip, and everybody was rocking that Dr. Dre, The Chronic, and I was rocking the Ziggy Marley, Jamaica. I loved that album, I really did. I do. I did, and I do, and I will. Anyway, so, Stanton CC, basically in a nutshell, oh yeah, I forgot to mention the most important part was that they had central air and heating in Stanton. But, there was a lot of advantage being at Stanton CC versus a lot of other places. And I was, glad to be there. Oh yeah, that's the other thing I was going to say. The caveat, though, to being at Stanton CC was that before it became the prison, it was the Western State Sanitarium, and before that, it was the old school official like insane asylum or whatever you would call it back in the day. And a little piece of unknown history that has to come with an asterisk, because I've only talked to people about this and not like actually verified it or whatever with local historians or whatever, but is that before all of that, back in pre-Civil War days, that was a slave trade center. And when you go, of course, this is all from the time of it being the sanitarium and then the prison. There is a graveyard in the back of that place. And I went down there, as a matter of fact, one time and photographed it. I snuck in because it's technically private property and you're really not supposed to go back there. But anyway, I wanted to photograph it. Half of those graves are unmarked. And later I found out from a, FAPRA conference. Oh, look at the lake. Is any cows out? I don't see them. But anyway, I found out at a conference later, a good portion of those graves are actually mass graves. Because people didn't have families or anybody that really cared about them, anybody that wanted to claim their body or anything. So they would just take people and, kind of pile them in kind of thing. Like, holy Jesus Christ. I am sorry. This is supposed to be a fun ride, and I am turning it into dark stories of the Western State Sanitarium. Also, just, because we're already on the subject, Dr. DeJarnett. And what's his Stripling, or not Stripling, it was the other guy. But, anyway, oh my God, they was back in the day, I guess, as the sanitarium or whatever, like that was the kind of place where they would chain people up onto walls and do electroshock and hydrotherapies and, all of that kind of stuff. So, I got way off a track, but, this was the very long descriptive way of saying that place is a little bit haunted. I don't know if it's ghosts or whatever, because, my agnostic mind has to leave room for, not jumping to superstition right away. So it's definitely haunted. Whether it's ghosts and, whatever, I don't know. Maybe it's just big clusters of photons hitting a bend in time-space and projecting shit into another point in time. I don't know, but regardless, there's something. There's, as it says in the old hymnal, there's something happening here. What it is ain't exactly clear. Okay, so let's stop talking about mental patients being tortured. How you guys doing? Not seeing any pretty girls on this ride. But we might see an asshole soon. We might see an asshole, excuse me, as we come to the end of the road. As we come to the end of the road, there will be an asshole. He's so jackery, such a jackass he. Or something to that effect. Oh, is this a pretty lady on a mower? There is a lot of those around here. Pretty ladies on mowers. And I appreciate that too. I really, really do. I appreciate all of the pretty people. And you know what? I appreciate all of the not so pretty people too. Even if you're not somebody that I want to do or would want to do whatever, I'm going to have to fix my helmet here. Is there anybody behind me? I don't think there's anybody behind me. But I appreciate all of you. I do. I appreciate all of you. Oh, look, talking about the end of the road. Oh, no. Actually, I don't think this is the end of the road. I think this is just a curve. I wish there was some houses with pools around here, just so I could warn them about the shark in the water. I used to do that all the time. As a matter of fact, if you follow me on Facebook or Instagram grams, I talked a little bit about that. Oh shit. Where when I was younger, we used to pass by swimming pools, and I kind of roll down the window, stick my head out, be like, shark! I don't know. I maybe or maybe not the only person that ever did that. I don't know. But at any rate, I saw a great big giant shark in the sky like last week. That shark was coming back to haunt me. It's like, hey, you used to trick people into thinking I was in a swimming pool. Fool, now I am a cloud and I am coming for you. Or something to that effect. Something to that effect. Oh, man. Do not speed on this road. This is kind of like old Greenville Road back in my hometown of Stanton, not Staunton, Stanton. Yeah. It's a kind of dangerous road if you're speeding. All right, where's the asshole? Oh, is there no asshole today? Oh, that's too bad. I wanted to see the asshole. I like the asshole. Just an asshole and his cow. But they're not here today. But I am, since there's nobody here, I will stop and fix my helmet again. And also lean a little bit back on my thing. I am leaning a little bit back on my thing. Hey, don't touch my funky thing. Oh, that is the cow though. Oh, there's the asshole. Hey, asshole and cows. Love you. Oh. Yeah. So here we come. Live bait. I guess that's where you go buy live bait. I'm not much of a fishing guy because I don't like to touch gross and slimy things. So when I caught my first fish, I think probably around 5 or 6 or something out at Poppy Land in Highland County, where my granddad owned a strip of land out there. Anyway, there was a big man-made little fish lake, whatever you want to call it there, that came off of the river, and then they would stock it with fish so that we could go out there fishing and stuff. And I caught my first fish was a big old rainbow trout. And I was like so proud. I was like, oh, that's so cool. And then my dad makes me fucking hold the thing to take a picture. And I've never fished again. I have never fished again because it was all gross and slimy. And I don't want to do that again. You know? It's kind of ironic in the way that, you know, like me not liking tomatoes but kind of liking ketchup is ironic. But, you know, I love the ladies. So, you know, I don't know. That's ironic, Alanis Morissette, Alanis, whatever you call us. You know, that is ironic. That is ironic. Although the ketchup thing, there is a pretty good explanation as to why I like ketchup and not tomatoes so much. It's just because ketchup is loaded with sugar. You know, there is a shitload of sugar in ketchup. And I think that's the part that I really like, is less the tomato base and more the sugar base, or whatever, you know. Put me in my place if you really, really want to. I am sure that 1.5 of you have probably noticed that I don't have on my backpack today. I don't have on any backpack today. And that is because I am fucking poor again. I am fucking poor again. And so, well, I do have a little bit of money in my, like, cash and quarters in my pocket. And I have enough 7-Eleven reward points for a Tostillo or a Tosquillo or a kiosk or whatever they call it. And enough cash easily to get a Slurpee. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to go get a single Tostillo or whatever you call it, and get a Slurpee. And that's going to be my meal. But that's not the only, actually that's not my total meal, because I also try to put my feet up again. I also, this is so fucking awkward. I also just made my first magic pie in like at least a year, and probably more than that. And so yeah, I'm gonna go home, I'm gonna eat that Tostillo and drink that Slurpee, and then I'm gonna eat a big old piece of magic pie and get super stoned. And I also last night made a big old pot for the first time in at least 3 years. I made a big old pot of magic hot cheese sketty. And oh my God, it was so good. The pie too. The pie is one of the best pies that I've ever made. And that sketty is some of the best sketty that I've ever made. And not just because it's got weed in it, but you know, it tastes amazing. Of course, I do make my sketty with, well, this time for the seasoning, I used Slap Your Mama. I slapped your mama for this sketty. And I also, you know, of course, I add pepper sauce and sriracha. And I forgot to get Parmesan, so I had to use like Fiesta blend cheese, which actually worked out. Because since it's not grated, and the sketty actually came out like cheesy, you know, so that was cool. That was cool. And I do also add butter, just, you know, total side quest or whatever. But I do put not just my magic butter, but like regular butter in my sketty, because it's good. And it also, I don't know why, but it also seems to help the sketty go down better, so that there's like less like acid reflux. I mean, maybe it's just a placebo thing. I don't know, but you know, it seems to work, and it's so good. It is so good. I'm gonna keep my feet up while I pass this guy. Look at that. I kept my feet up. I am so thinking my dad would be so proud, maybe. And my feet are back down, you know. That's how it goes, because it's so awkward for me to keep my feet up on this platform, you know. I need my dad to hurry up and find something for like pegs. So, you know, I could treat it more like a motorcycle and be like, rah, rah. Me in post, make sure that you go back and, you know, tilt the camera down to get me trying to stick my feet up like, rah. And thank God I didn't lose balance. Thank God Tom Cruise, Buddha, Spaghetti Monster, you know, whatever. Jesus Henry Cavill Christ. Jesus Henry Cavill Christ. Oh shit, it felt like I just got something in my eye, but that's impossible because I got like the thingy thing up over my eye. And, you know, you can't see that guy. You can't see that guy. It's like John Cena. You can't see that guy. You can't see that guy. Hello, Samuels. Speed limit is 3.5. So we are, I'm like back up to 290 now. And it sucks. I didn't want to be back up to 290. I mean, I was already a big fat ass enough at 260. Now I'm back up to 290. You know, how long is it going to be before I'm like all the way back up to 340? God, I hope not. God, I really hope not. You know, I am. The ironic thing is, when I was younger, like I was all skin and bones. And I just wanted to get fat because I was tired of being so goddamn skinny. And like now I just want to be skinny because I'm so goddamn tired of being all fat and gross, you know. I mean, literally, my body is like one big gross blob. And I don't like it. I do not like it. I don't like it. I don't. I have like fat dysphoria. Is that a thing? Fat dysphoria, and I'm tired of being fat. You know, that might be a big secret or like breaking news. I don't know, dudes, but I am tired of being fat. I am so tired of being fat and gross. You know, I like to pretend in my mind, like, you know, if I wasn't so fat, you know, like girls would be all on me again, and, you know, like it was when I was younger. And that's not going to be the case. That is never going to be the case. Because I'm old now. Even if my body wasn't still so gross, I'm old and toothless and, you know, ruthless or whatever. Okay, I'm going to stop depreciating or whatever you want to call it. I will stop for the stop sign. And we are almost to our final destination. And yeah. So I want to thank you guys for tuning in as always. And I love you all. I appreciate you all. And I will see you in the next one. Love yous. Oh.